Okay, so I'm going to actually go play some Yu-Gi-Oh right now. I know it's a children's card game, but as you'll see in here, a lot of us actually end up playing around my age, so let's go enjoy. My name is Pollack. I live in Ventura, California, and the term nerd doesn't offend me. The term geek sort of offends me. I mean, it's basically like, a geek also is defined as a person who bites the heads off of chickens, which I honestly think is, most people don't know that as the definition of it. Same thing for a dork. I could go into the definition of a dork, but I'm sure you probably know what that is, and I'd prefer not to be called it. I honestly don't think that being a nerd is that bad. I believe that really it makes us more intelligent, makes us enjoy life a little bit more, be willing to be a little bit more spontaneous, a little more crazy at times than most people like, but it's a real good lifestyle.
I'm Deborah Pollack, Aaron's mother, and I'd like to give you a little tour of his room. What I'm holding here is a very small sampling of his Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He's 26 years old. These are some of his Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Tremendous number.
Yu-Gi-Oh is a great game. I know it's considered a children's card game. People do say that. But as you see, I mean, it's as I can show you, honestly, it really is something that really an adult could understand just as well as a child. In fact, if not a little bit better than a child, specifically because the child's going to use sleeves that are even ripped, or the card gets torn, or whatever it might be. And you lose value on that. And for a guy like me who really loves to keep things valuable and basically be able to use them for later to possibly sell them down the line, when I actually grow out of these various hobbies, that I should decide to go ahead and sell them, I want to be able to say these are still in really good condition and you'll have a lot of fun with them.
Storming the field right now.
I collect coins. I watch every sci-fi film that will ever come out. I watch every sci-fi series that will ever come out, although I will say that some of them have been better than others. Farscape, to be honest, was a really great show, and I was actually part of the campaign to go ahead and get that to continue, which it did, into a movie, which was very, very wonderful. At the moment, I'm not in a relationship, ladies. I would hope that I am in a relationship down the line. To be perfectly honest, I am interested in a girl right now, but it may never develop into anything, so always a possibility.
Aaron went to the senior prom stag.
I am a virgin. I am not proud of this fact. Some people out there are very proud of the fact that they're virgins. I have no pride in that whatsoever. And I don't think anybody really should. I think that it's an experience that everybody should have. I'm not saying that this should be for underage people. I'm saying for people that have passed the age of maturity, one would hope would be about 18. Let's stay 21 just to be safe. I'm 26 years old, and I can honestly say to you, I'm a virgin, and I very much hate it.
I think the fact that he is unashamed to have a giant stuffed hippopotamus in his room, the room of a 26-year-old man, I think that says a great deal about him. Now, he doesn't play with it. I would not say, somebody gave it to him, and he keeps it. He keeps it.
Okay, so my friends actually created my own OkCupid account. OkCupid is one of those dating sites, and so as you can see here, it actually shows exactly what they think about me and what they think that I do all the time. So you can wonder why I consider most women out of my league. This is why. Oh, have I had anybody who actually asked if I was interested in them? Yeah, I've actually had a few people who said that. Especially for those of them that are actually looking at that and seeing that I can quote most old cartoons and most movies. So people actually find that pretty hilarious and like to basically get in contact with me to find out more. Whether it will actually develop into anything, only time will tell. This is my coin collection. I've been collecting it for a long time. I got most of them from my grandmother before she died, actually. Just so everybody knows. And I have coins from just about every era. I consider myself a little bit of a kind of compassionate nerd, or at least that's how my friends would describe me. Basically, I really enjoy various things like, playing Yu-Gi-Oh, watching movies like Star Trek movies or Star Wars movies, except for the first three. I really love watching series like Stargate, Farscape, so kind of a sci-fi nerd, but at the same time I love to read fantasy novels. Anything by Piers Anthony, just absolutely wonderful. The reason why I would define myself as a compassionate nerd, though, is that I like to be friendly with other people. I don't like to be the outcast. I don't like to be the person that's off to the side of any kind of conversation. I like to be a part of the conversation, but I don't want to lose my kind of desire to be a part of a more broad base of things, to be part of kind of the fantasy guys and part of the sci-fi guys, and still be a part, able to chat with the guy that really loves sports a lot more than life itself.
This is a sleeping bag. You would think from having the sleeping bag in his room that Aaron is an outdoors kind of guy. Aaron is very pale. You may have noticed him that he's very pale. He rarely goes outside voluntarily. He's not interested in any sports at all. When his friends come over, they sit in a room and watch television or play poker. They do things you could do in the dark.
I went to UC Irvine. I got my degree in economics, bachelor's degree in economics. And I became an anteater, and of course our slogan is Zot Zot. It's supposed to look like an anteater. I think it's kind of funny. I got my degree there. I've been sort of moving on towards the idea of possibly getting my MBA. And I'm probably going to do that after I do a couple of years as a real estate agent, as more of a business broker, but with a real estate license. So that's my schooling from there. Honestly, my more nerdy schooling, in my opinion, is probably from high school. I actually went to Foothill Technology, which we were the absolute nerdiest of the nerdy. In fact, as my mom would probably point out later in this interview, she would basically state that if you looked at that school, you would expect that every single one of us would have been in trash cans in any other school. It's just to be expected. And we actually, our mascot was the dragon, but it was this close from being the Mega Man. It's quite funny, and actually I would have loved to have come to school dressed up as Mega Man and shoot pellets at people. I think that would have been fun. Nerds have an absolute right to brag in every situation. Even those nerds that you hear about that can somehow speak Klingon, and those nerds that go to conventions and dress up as just about everything you could possibly think of from those crazy sci-fi films, they all have the right to brag. And there's a reason for that. They have a mind that's expanded beyond what normal people could consider to be intelligent conversation. And they also can intelligently converse. Look at the people on Big Bang Theory. Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait, the Earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, the Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall, we built the pyramids, math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with the Big Bang. Bang! I mean, they are just absolutely intelligent, bright people. They are the worst people to go to for relationship advice ever. They're just terrible in every sense. Even though Howard is now getting married, I still believe that he is not. I don't understand that at all. That entire situation makes no sense. But getting back to the idea of why nerds have the ability to brag. They are very intelligent. They will one day grow up and take over the world. We will all take over the world, believe me of this. Even though there's movies like Idiocracy, which depicts an entire world where the nerds did not procreate and all the stupid people went out and basically started procreating like crazy, like bunnies, and basically ended up with a world where nobody even spoke the English language anymore and nobody was brighter than a wet match in a dark cave. That was pretty much exactly what I saw from that movie, and it scared the living shit out of me. So believe me, there's every right to brag, and all those people that do not like nerds, all those people that would say that nerds are inferior, that nerds are outcasts, all of those people are truly the inferior ones. They're the ones that are unwilling to open their minds to the possibility of all these things out there. Their own imagination they choose to basically disdain. And that's a terrible thing, and I honestly have to pity them. You have to get to know these people. There are very hot, intelligent women. There really are. I mean, we can see them every day. We've seen them on television. We see them in our local schools. I mean, they get 4.0s and GPAs. They should be considered nerds, but they run with crowds that just don't really care about their intelligence. They care more about the fact that they have big breasts, or the fact that they're blonde, or they're extremely hot, instead of perhaps what might be beneath the surface. So now you've seen everything that makes me nerdy, including what my mom has to say about me. I really appreciate the opportunity to try for this show, and I really look forward to meeting you if it turns out that you really like this video. Right now I'm actually going to go pick up a copy of Diablo 3, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye.